Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Satgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavidvaram Manojavam Marutatullya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayuta Mukhyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami. Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagyavriddhaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kridau Vande Bhagavandau Napunaha. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashandaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Satchitanandarupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Nilambujasyamalakomalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Parnau Mahasayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvamsanatham. Krishno Rakshatu Mam Charachara Guru Krishnam Namasye Sada Krishne Naiva Surakshito Hamasagrat Krishnaya Dattam Manaha. Krishna Deva Samudbhavo Mama Vibho Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Bhaktirachancalastu Bhagavan He Krishna Tubhyam Namaha. He Krishna Tubhyam Namaha. So last class we saw the Shalya attack to Dwarka, and then very briefly Bhattadri has given the Mahabharata war. Now after that now there is a beautiful episode, Kuchela episode. Now Kuchela in south is called Kuchela, but in north is called Sudhama. So Sudhama episode is what the next dasakam is. Let us see. Who is chanting today?
Miss. Kuchela nama bhavatas satirthyatam gatas sasandipani mandire dvijaha tvadekaragena dhanadi nispruho dinani ninye prashami gruhashrami.
Saha dvijaha Kuchela namna. That Brahmana by name Kuchela. Bhavataha gataha satirthyata. Who became your fellow disciple, classmate. Santipani mandire. in the hermitage of sage Santipani. Ninne dinani grashrami prashami. Afterwards, Bhagavan spent only 64 days in Santipani ashram. He learned all 64 kalas in 64 days. But Kuchela must have, Sudama must have stayed longer. And after graduating from Santipani ashram, he got married. He had children also. And it is said that he had many children. Because when you are poor, Bhagavan blesses you with a lot of children. So, Ninne Dinani Grihashrami Prashami, spend his days as a householder, but Prashami, calm in mind. Dhanadi Nisprihaha, and free from desire for wealth and the like. To Deka Ragena, and with intense devotion to you. He developed great devotion to Bhagavan Krishna. They were Sakhas, friends. At the same time, he knew that Krishna is none other than Bhagavan. Continuing.
समानशीलापि तदीयवल्लभा तथैव नो चित्तजयं समेयुषि कदाचिदूचे बत वृत्तिलब्धये रमापतिः किन्न सखा निषेव्यते.
Tadiya Vallabha, his wife, Samanashila Api, though she is also of the same nature, mean desireless nature, no Sameyushi, but who had not attained Chittajayam Tatha Eva, control over the mind to that extent, like Sudama. So, because she has to take care of the children, and when the children are crying for food, naturally her heart melts and she will have to do something. So, one day, Uche Kadachit Iti asked him one day thus, Kim Saka Ramapatihi Na Nishevyate. Why is your friend Lord Krishna is the Lord of Lakshmi? Why are you not approaching him? Vrittilabdhaye bata. For what? Obtaining a means of livelihood. Suppose you go and see him, he will give you something. Even if he take out a ring from his hand and give you, that is enough for us. So, just why don't you go and just meet him? So this way, she approached her husband and told him one day. Now continuing.
इति ऋतोऽयं प्रियया क्षुधार्तया जुगुप्समानोऽपि धने मदावहे तदा त्वदालोकनकौतुकाध्ययौ वहन् पटान्ते पृथुकानुपायनम्.
Iti iridaha priyaya, entreated thus by his wife, Kshudartaya ayam, was afflicted by hunger. Because Tama also, he had to beg for food. Sometimes he gets it, sometimes he won't get it. So he was also suffering the pangs of hunger. Jukupsamanaha apithane badavahe. But at the same time, though averse towards wealth, because he considered wealth gives you arrogance, ego. So he was avoiding that. tada yayau vahan patante. But then, thinking that this is an opportunity to see my friend, he set out carrying patante, carrying in a fold of his cloth, prathukan upayanam, some beaten rice as an offering to you. So she went around and begged for some food. She got some beaten rice. She packed that, tearing a part of her sari, and packed that and gave it to Sudama as a gift. First time you are going to see him, you cannot go without anything in your hand. So that it is what this is our custom. When you go to a family where children are there, you cannot go there empty-handed. You have to carry some gift. Also, when you go to temple, you have to carry something to offer. Also, when you go to a sannyasi Mahatma, then also you have to carry something. These are all our custom. So she packed that beaten rice, poha, and he carried that in his katshap, armpit, because there is no pocket and all that for it. He carried it. Continue.
गतो यमाश्चर्यमयीं भवत्पुरीं गृहेषु शैव्या भवनं समेयिवान् प्रविश्य वैकुण्ठमिवापनिवृत्तिं तवाति सम्भावनया तु किं पुनः
यतः भवत्पुरीं आश्चर्यमयीं. With a few strokes, Bhattagiri paint the picture of Dwarka. So this Sudama was in Porbandar. From Porbandar, he was walking towards Dwarka. It's quite a walk. And when he reached Dwarka, reaching the city, Gataha Bhavatpurim Acharyamayim, which was full of wonders. I am Sameyivan Chaibhya Bhavanam. This Kuchela, Bhattadri says, is entering the house of Mitravinda. Mitravinda was one of the 8 main wives of Bhagavan. Griheshu apa nirvritim, among all the houses, attained supreme joy. Eva pravishya Vaikuntha, as though he had entered Vaikuntha Loka. Kim tu punaha, what more to say about Tava Atisambhavanaya? Not only that, when it seems Bhagavan was on the 7th floor, when he saw the attendant came and said, there is a Brahmana whose name is Kuchela. The moment he heard the name, Bhagavan ran from the 7th floor and to receive Sudama. And Sudama was, because walking all the way, he was sweating, he was feeling shy, but Bhagavan embraced him. And Sudama was feeling miserable. But that was the greatness of Bhagavan. Continue.
प्रपूजितं तं प्रियया च वीजितं करे गृहीत्वा कथयः पुरा कृतं यदिन्धनार्थं गुरुदारचोदितैः अपर्तु वर्षं तदमर्षिकानने
Grihitva karetam, and holding his hand, hand in hand, prabhujitam, and took him to his mansion and made him sit on where Bhagavan was sitting. and prapuchitam and worshipped him. Vichitam cha priyaya. And while Bhagavan was worshipping this Brahmana, washing his feet and showing arati, etc., and at that time his wife Mitravinda was fanning him. Tvam akathayaha tat. Then afterwards, when he was comfortable, he must have offered something to eat and something to drink and comfortable because he is coming all the way and looking at Kuchela, he may not have eaten for days. So he must have given him something and made him comfortable. Then they started talking each other. You did narrate that Yat Purakritam, which was an old incident concerning you too. Kanane Indhanartham. So, when they were in Gurukula one day, the Sandivani Rishi sent both of them to collect firewood in the forest. Gurudhara Chotitaihi, at the request of Guru's wife, iti apartu varsham amarshi. And how the off-seasonal rain was faced. And suddenly when they were about, after collecting the indhanam, and they were about to go, that time terrible torrential rain stopped them. And they had to spend the whole night in that forest holding each other because they were shivering with cold. And continuing.
त्रपाजुषोऽस्मात् पृथुकं बलादथ प्रगृह्य मुष्टौ सकृदाशिते त्वया कृतं कृतं नन्वियतेति सम्भ्रमात् रमा किलोपेत्य करं रुरोधते.
And next day morning, Guru came and rescued them. And that story Bhagavan narrated to Sudama. Sudama said, yeah, I remember. Then suddenly Bhagavan thought, this Bhabi, he asked, have you got married? Yes, you married. You have children? Yes. How many? And he said, counted. More than 17 children were there. So, and then suddenly he said, Bhabi must have sent something with you. Where is it? And this time, because of the opulence and the luxuries of Dwarka, that place where he's sitting there, he was feeling very shy to take out that packet of the beaten rice. And he was hiding it. The more he hid, Bhagavan knew where it is. So he pulled it and forcefully and took it, opened that. It seemed, looking at the condition of the wrap, he knew it is a torn piece of his wife's sari. It seems Bhagavan wept looking at the condition of those people. And he took one handful of it, ate, and enjoyed it. And in Kerala there is a Chakyar Kuttu, there is a art. Chakyar should tell this Kuchela Vrittam. That will be very nice. He says the Kuchela walked from Porbandar to Dwarka, keeping that beaten rice under his arm. By the time he reached there, all the sweat, everything has gone inside. So when Bhagavan ate, it seems the salt was perfect, it seems. So he enjoyed the food. That's why in Chowpati in Bombay and all that, if you Golgappa. You know, outside on the road you get that taste, you will not get it in making at home. All the dust, everything goes there, you see. So, one handful Bhagavan ate, and the second handful he was about to take. Then Rukmini came, held his hand. That's what told here. Atatvaya pragrihya pruthukam. Then on your snatching the beaten rice, Balat asmat trapa jushaha, forcefully from him who was feeling shy, and mushtau ashite sakrite. When a handful was eaten just once, Rama, Rukmini, was goddess Lakshmi herself, upetya sambhramat, approaching you with concern, Rurotha kilate karam, did indeed hold back your hand. Iti yata nanu kritam kritam, saying that, oh, this much is enough, this much is enough. Because in one handful of this poha, Bhagavan has given half the wealth of Dwarka. He already given. And if you take second one, Dwarka will also go. That I will be sweeping the floor of Kuchela. Rukmini was telling, don't make me go and leave you and go. So I would be enslaved to him forever if you do that. It was such a fearful thought that made Rukmini, manifestation of Goddess Lakshmi, prevent the Lord from eating the second handful. Continue.
Bhakteshu bhaktena samanitastvaya purim vasanna ekanisham mahasukham bata pare dhyudravinam vinayayau vichitra rupas tava khalvanugraha.
Manitaha tvaya, honored by you, bhaktena bhakteshu, who are extremely fond of your devotees, Vasan Purim Mahasukham, and living in the city of Dwarka very happily, Eka Nisham Sahaha Yayau Aparedyuhu. And Bhagavan consoled Rukmini that when I see my devotees, I forget myself. You know my nature. Thank you for stopping me. Console her. And then Sudama stayed there one night. Saha yayau aparetyuhu. And the next day morning, he wanted to go back, but he forgot to ask anything from Bhagavan. He did not think of asking anything. He was so happy that he could spend some night, some time with his Lord. That itself was a reward for him. Vinad Ravinam Badha, without seeking any riches, what a pity. Tava anugraha vichitra rupaha khalu. Bhattacharya say, but your grace comes in diverse form. Indeed. Continuing.
Yadi hyayachisya madasya dachuto vadami bharyam kimiti vrajannasau twadukti leelasmiti magnadhi punaha kramada pashyan manidhi pramalayam.
As he was coming back, he was thinking, he was reminiscing the great joy that he experienced in the presence of Krishna. Yedi aham ayachishyam, if only I had asked, Achyutaha adasyathi. Achyuta, Krishna would have indeed given, there is no doubt. Kim vadami bharyam iti. Now I forgot to ask also, what am I going to tell my wife? He was thinking, to dukti leelasmita magnadhihi, with mind absorbed in your talk and playful smile, asau punaha kramat vrajan. He, Sudama, gradually walked on. That suddenly he reached in front of a mansion. Apashyat alayam manidipram. Saw a mansion resplendent with gems and gemstones and all that. He saw a big, beautiful mansion in front. He was standing in front of it. Continuing.
किम्मार्गविभ्रंश इति भ्रमन् क्षणं गृहं प्रविष्टः स ददर्श वल्लभां सखीपरीतां मणिहेमभूषितां बुबोध च त्वत्करुणां महाद्भुताम्.
Suddenly he thought that, have I lost my way? As he was thinking, his wife came out. And Sudama did not recognize her because she was looking different with all abhushanas, beautiful dress, looking beautiful. And he asked, who are you? He said, don't you know? I am your O, मैं आपका O है. So there's a Brahmanshanam iti, wondering for a moment, thus, Kim Marga Vipramshaha. What? Have I lost my way? Pravishtagraham dadarsha. And entering the house, he saw Vallabham Manihema Bhushidam. His wife adorned with gems and gold ornaments. Sakhi Paritam Bubodacha. And surrounded by female attendants. And also realized that Tat Karunam Mahatbhutam. And Kuchela realized your compassion is of a most wonderful nature.
सरत्नशालासु वसन्नपि स्वयं समुन्नमद्भक्तिभरोमृतं ययौ त्वमेव मापूरितभक्तवाञ्छितो मरुत्पुराधीश हरस्व मे गदान्.
But Vasan api Ratnashalasu, although living in gem-studded mansion, he, that is Sudama, Samunna Mat Bhakti Bharaswayam, full of devotion, which was growing on its own. Yayao Amrutam, attained liberation. He Marutparadhipuradhisha, O Lord of Guruvayur, Evam Apurita Bhakta Vanchitaha, thus fulfilling the wishes of your devotees, Tvam Haraswame Gadan, may you eradicate my afflictions also. There is a question asked, why Kuchela was so poor, even though he was devoted to Bhagavan. There are so many explanations are there. One explanation is Kuchela was very proud that I will not ask any favor from my friend. That was one reason. So there is a slight pride was there in him. Even though he was devotee, but he had a pride. There is another story they say. He was a Brahmana in his previous birth also. A devout Brahmana, rigorously following the Bhagavata Dharma. And Bhagavan was so pleased with his devotion. And Bhagavan appeared before him. The Brahmana looking at Bhagavan's form, and suddenly he saw in his chest, he happened to see goddess Lakshmi. And this Brahmana looked at Lakshmi, how come you are staying here? That thought came to him. Looked down upon her, and that caused trouble. You are sitting here and giving trouble to people. This is the thought passed through Kuchela's mind. So goddess, having taken offense at this, decided to wreak vengeance on him. So that is why he became very poor. And he was born as Kuchela. That is another story. Anyway, whatever it is, now Kuchela became Bhagavan. Overpowered that with his grace, he became rich. Now, this is called Santa. Next chapter is, dasakam is Santana Gopalam. It is a very famous story. In Dwarka, there was a Brahmana. And he was a devout Brahmana. He had 9 children. 9 of them disappeared as soon as they were born. Now that story is, and before that, another story also, Bhattacharya is going to add here, that Devaki, when she heard Bhagavan Krishna gave as a Guru Dakshina to Sandipani Rishi their dead son, he brought them alive, brought him back alive. So when she heard that story, she had entertained a desire that I also lost my 6 children. Will I be able to see them at least once? So she approached Bhagavan and asked, I heard you have done this, why don't you bring back your brothers also, elder brothers? Now that is what is told here first.
प्रागेवाचार्यपुत्रा हृतिनिशमनया स्वीयषट्सूनुवीक्षाम् काङ्क्षन्त्या मातुरुक्त्या सुतलभुवि बलिं प्राप्यते नार्जितस्त्वम् धातुः शापाधुरण्यन्वितकशिपु भवान् शौरिजान् कंसभग्नान् आनीयैनान् प्रदर्श्य स्वपदमनयथाः पूर्वपुरान् मरीचेः.
Purvaputrān Mariche. Uktya Matuhu, at the words of your mother, Acharya Putra Hriti Nishamanaya, having heard about the restoration of the dead son of your Guru, says Sandipani, Kamchantya Prak Eva, she was desirous since long, Sviya Shatsunu Viksham, of seeing her own 6 sons. Tvam prapya balim sutala bhuvi. And Bhagavan said, Mother, you never asked anything from me. First time you are asking something. Therefore, I should give you. So Bhagavan went in search of this soul. Yamaloka, he was not there. Then he went to Sutala, where Mahabali lived. Tam prapya balim Sutala bhuvim architat tena aniya enan. And being duly honored by him, brought them Purvaputran Marichehe, who are originally the sons of sage Marichi. Hiranyanvita Kashipu Bhavan Shapad Dhatuhu. So because of the Shapa of Brahmaji, they were born to Hiranyakashipu's sons. Rakshasa Yoni. Shaurijan Kamsamagnan. And then they were born as the sons of the Vasudeva, and they were killed by Kamsa, Pradarsham, and after showing them to Devaki, Anayatha Supadam did take them back to their own abode in heaven, Sage Marichi's place. Continuing.
श्रुतदेव इति श्रुतं द्विजेन्द्रं बहुलाश्वं नृपतिं च भक्तिपूर्णं युगपत्वमनुग्रहीतु कामो मिथिलां प्रापिततापसै समेतः.
Now another story, they're all there in Bhagavatam. So there was a Brahmana, Sutadeva, and there was a king, Bahulashwa. Both were in Mithila Nagari. They were devotee of Bhagavan. So, Anugrahitu Kamaha Dvijendram, being desirous of blessing that great Brahmana, Shrutam Shutadevaha iti, well known as Shutadeva, Nripatinja Bahulashwam Bhaktipurnam, and the king of Bahulashwa was a great devotee also. Yugapatvam prapita Mithilam. At the same time, you did go to Mithila. Sametaha tapasaihi, accompanied by all hermits. So Bhagavan took 2 forms. One form went to the Brahmana's house. Another form went to the Raja's palace. Continue.
गच्छन् द्विमूर्तिरुभयोर्युगपत्निकेतम् एकेन भूरि विभवैर्विहितोपचारः अन्येन तद्दिनभृतैश्च फलौदनाद्यैः तुल्यं प्रसेदित दधात च मुक्तिमाभ्याम्.
Tam Dvimurtihi Gachanna. You assuming 2 forms and reaching. Yugavat Niketam Ubhayoho. Same time, the abodes of both of them. Vihitopacharaha. They were honored. He was honored. Bhuri Vibhavaihi Ekena. Raja, with plenty of rich offering by the king, Phalaudanatyehi Tat Dinabhridehi, and with fruits and rice collected on that very day, Cha Anyena, by the other, the Brahmana. Tam Tulyam Prasethita Abhyam. You are equally pleased with both. Dadada Muktincha, and did give them moksha for both. So, Bhagavan doesn't see the status of anybody, nor the nature of offering of the devotee, but only the intensity of devotion. That is what is established there in Bhagavatam. Continue.
भूयोऽथ द्वारवत्यां द्विजतनयमृतिं तत्प्रलापानपि त्वं को वा दैवं निरुन्ध्यादिति किल कथयन् विश्ववोढाप्यसोढाः जिष्णोर्गर्वं विनेतुं त्वयि मनुजधिया कुण्ठितां चास्य बुद्धिं तत्त्वारूढां विधातुं परमतमपद प्रेक्षणे नेति मन्ये.
Atha api vishwavodha. Then though being the supporter of the universe, tvam kila asodhaha, you indeed put up with bhuyaha dvijatanaya mrityam dwaravatyam, the frequent death of the sons of a Brahmana in Dwaraka. Tat pralapan api iti kathayan, and also his consequent lamentation. And this Brahmana was telling Bhagavan, you have brought that dead boy alive and given as a gift to your Guru. And you brought back your own brothers and presented to Devaki. You are capable of bringing the dead child back to life. Why can't you do it for me? Like this, he was telling, lamenting, Daivam kaha va nirundhyat, who indeed can prevent fate. Aham manye iti vinetum garvam. Now here, aham manye is Bhattadri saying, I believe this was for removing the pride of Jishnoho kundidam asya buddhim. Removing the pride of Arjuna and clearing his clouded intellect. Manujadhiya tvai, thinking of you only as a human being. Vidadam tattvarudham cha, and for raising the level of his spiritual knowledge. Paratama pada prakshanena, by showing him the supreme abode of Vaikuntha. So at that time when the Brahmana, the ninth child lost, when he came and lamenting and crying in front of Krishna, Arjuna was visiting Krishna, Dwarka. So he heard all these things and Bhagavan never said anything. So then what happened? Arjuna's pride came. He said, I will protect your son. Continue. Nashta ashtasya putra.
नष्टा अष्टास्य पुत्राः पुनरपि तव तुपेक्षया कष्टवादः स्पष्टो जातो जनानाम् अथ तदवसरे द्वारकामापपार्थः मैत्र्या तत्रोषितोऽसौ नवमसुतमृतौ विप्रवर्य प्ररोदम् श्रुत्वा चक्रे प्रतिज्ञाम् अनुपहृतसुतः सन्निवेक्ष्ये कृशानुम्.
Asya ashtaputraha nashtaha, as Brahmanas 8 sons have been dead. Tu punaha api kashtavadaha jananam. But again, the piteous talk among the people. Jataha spashtaha tava upekshaya. It was clear that it was due to your indifference to this Brahmana. Atha tadavasare parthaha dwarakam apa. Then at that time, Arjuna arrived in Dwaraka. Ushidaha tatra maitrya, staying there out of friendship. And Shrutva vipravarya prarodam, having heard the wails of the great Brahmana. Navama Sutta Mrtau, at the death of the ninth child. Asau Chakre Pratipnyam, Arjuna took a vow. Sannivekshe krishanum anupahta sutaha. That I will enter fire and immolate myself if I don't bring back the next child if he dies. First, the Brahmana was hesitant. If Bhagavan Krishna cannot do it, how can you do it? Who are you? All those things, he was hesitant. But then Arjuna convinced him. Now, continue.
मानी सत्त्वामपृष्ट्वा द्विजनलयगतो बाणजालैर्महास्त्रैः रुन्धानः सूतिगेहं पुनरपि सहसा दृष्टनष्टे कुमारे यां यां मैन्द्रीं तथान्याः सुरवरनगरीः विद्यया साद्य सद्यो मोगोद्योगः पतिष्यन् हुतभुजि भवता सस्मितं वारितोऽभूत्.
Saha mani aprishtva tvam. That proud person, Arjuna, without asking you, Dvija Nilaya Gadaha, having gone to the house of that Brahmana, Rundhanaha Sutigeham Mahastrehi, and blocked the labor room with the divine missiles, Bhanajalehi, and a variety of arrows, Punaha Api Kumare, and again when the newborn child, Sahasa Drishtanaste, was suddenly seen to have disappeared. Asadya Sadhya Vidyaya, having reached immediately by his power of yoga, Yamyam Aindrim Tatha, the abode of Yama and Indra, and likewise Anyaha Suravaranagarihi, the abode of all the gods. Mokhodyogaha, his efforts having become fruitless. Padishyan Hudabuji, and was about to jump into the fire. Abhut Varitaha Bhavata, Bhagavan appeared and prevented him. Smilingly, Susmitam, Bhagavan caught hold of Arjuna. Hey, come with me. Continue.
सार्धं तेन प्रतीचीं दिशमतिजविना स्यन्दनेनाभियातो लोकालोकं व्यतीतः तिमिरभरमथो चक्रधाम्ना निरुन्धन् चक्रांशुक्लिष्टदृष्टिं स्थितमथ विजयं पश्य पश्येति वारां पारे त्वं प्राददर्शः किमपि हि तमसां दूर दूरं पदन्ते.
Atho abhiyataha sardham tena. Then going along with him, Arjuna, pratichim disham, in the westerly direction, ati javina syandyanena, in a very fast chariot, a divine chariot, vetitaha lokalokam, crossing the loka, nirundhan timirabharam, removing the intense darkness, Chakradhamna atha, by the splendor of your discus. After going beyond a certain time, they hit upon a dark place. There was no light for the horses to go. At that time, Bhagavan used his discus to light the place. And Chakradhamna atha, by the splendor of your discus, and then iti pasya, saying, look, tam pradadarshahi vijayam sthitam. You did show to Arjuna, who was standing there. Chakram shuk klishta drishtim, his sight being dazzled by the rays of the discus. Te kim api padam pare varam. your indescribable abode amidst the casual waters, tamasam duraduram, beyond the reach of darkness, or beyond the reach of tamoguna and rajoguna. Vaikuntha loka, finally they reached. Then.
तत्रासीनं भुजङ्गाधिपशयनतले दिव्यभूषायुधाध्यैः आवीतं पीतचेलं प्रतिनवजलदश्यामलं श्रीमदङ्गम् मूर्तीनाम् ईशितारं परमिह तिसृणाम् एकमर्थं श्रुतीनां त्वामेव त्वं परात्मन् प्रियसखसहितो नेमिथ क्षेमरूपम्.
Hey Paratman, Ihatvam, O Supreme Being, here you, Priyasaka Sahitaha Nemitha, along with your friend Arjuna, did prostrate Param Isitaram before the Supreme Controller, Tisrinam Murtinam, on the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva together, Asinam Tatra Pujangadipashayat Natale, Sayanatale, reclining there on the Serpent King as bed, Avidam Divya Bhushayudhayudhei, adorned with divine ornaments and weapons, Pitachelam, clad in yellow silk, Srimadangam, with every limb radiating auspiciousness, Pratinava Jala Dashas, Pratinava Jala Dashyamalam, hued dark like a fresh rain-bearing cloud, Ekam Artham Shrutinam, the sole support of the Vedas, Chema Rupam Tvam Eva, and the embodiment of prosperity, who is none other than yourself. So he saw that Vaikuntha, Bhagavan, Narayana, Lord in the Vaikuntha Loka, you along with Arjuna prostrated before the Supreme Person, who was reclining on the bed of the serpent Adishesha. Tumeva Tvam Paratman. So this prayoga is there. It is Mahavakya Tattvamasi. Continuing. Next.
युवा मामेव द्वावधिकविवृतान् तर्हि तत्तया विभिन्नौ सन्द्रष्टुम् स्वयमहमहर्षं द्विजसुतान् नयेतं द्रागेतानिति खलु वितीर्णान् पुनरमून द्विजायादायादाः प्रणुतमहिमा पाण्डुजनुषा.
Aham Swayam Aharsham Dvijasudan. And Bhagavan said, I myself had brought this Brahmana children. Sandrashtam yuvam thou mam eva, in order to see you too, who are I myself. Vibhinnau atika nivurdandarhitadaya, but differentiated into two, Paramatman and Jivatman, though both are same. Due to divinity being manifest more in one and obstructed in another. Jivatma Paramatma Nara Narayana. Nayetam etan drak. You may take away the children immediately. Iditvam, thus spoken to by the Supreme Person. You, Pranuta Mahima Pandujanusha, whose glory was sung by Arjuna at that time, Adaya Amun Vidirnan, having taken them, who are given by the Supreme Person, Puna, they came back, Adaha Kalu Dvijaya, and did give them back to Brahmana. You can imagine the Brahmana's happiness. And he was blessing Krishna, he was blessing Arjuna, everybody. And by the time what happened, it must have taken 10 years. The first son became grown up. Second one, third one, Brahmana, this is number one, this is number two, number three. All beautiful. Then, last.
एवं नानाविहारैः जगदभिरमयन् वृष्णिवंशं प्रपुष्णन् ईजानो यज्ञभेदैः अतुलविहृतिभिः प्रीणयन्नेण नेत्राः भूभारक्षेपदम्भात् पदकमलजुषां मोक्षणायावतीर्णः पूर्णं ब्रह्मैव साक्षात् यदुषु मनुजता रुषितस्त्वं व्यलासीः.
Abhiramayan Jagat Evam, in this way, delighting the world, Nana Viharehi, with diverse sportive activities, Prapushnan Vrishnivansham, augmenting the clan of Vrishnis, Ijanaha Yajnabhedehi, performing various sacrifices, Prinayan Enanetraha, pleasing those doe-eyed ones, the Gopikas, Atula Vihrdibihi, with incomparable sports, Avatirnaha Yadushu, and incarnated among Yadavas, Mokshanaya Padakamala Jusham, for liberating those devoted to your lotus feet. Bhuparat Kshemadambhat, on the pretext of removing the burden of the earth. Tum Purnam Brahma Eva Sakshat, you are complete and perceptible Brahman. Velasi Manujata Rushitaha, did shine under the veil of human form. Continue.
प्रायेण द्वारवत्याम् अवृतदयितदा नारदस्त्वद्रसाद्रः तस्माल्लेभे कदाचित् खलु सुकृतविधिः त्वत्पिता तत्त्वबोधम् भक्तानामग्रयायी स च खलु मतिमान् उद्धवस्त्वत्त एव प्राप्तो विज्ञानसारम् सकिल जनहितायाधुनास्ते बदर्याम्.
I tada Narada, O Lord, at that time, sage Narada, Tvadrasadraha, being engrossed the nectar of your worship, Avrudat Prayena Dwaravatyam, he was staying mostly in Dwarka city only. Kadajit Tutpita, once your father Vasudeva, Sukritanitihi, a repository of meritorious deed, Kalu Lebhe, it is well known, received Tattvabodham Tasmat. He is asked about Brahma Vidya from Krishna himself. But Lord Krishna never gave him, you are my father, I am only your child. So then he went to Narada. Narada gave him Upadesha, he attained Mukti. Matimansa Uddhavahacha, the wise person Uddhava too. Agrayayi Bhaktanam Kalu, the foremost among devotees indeed. Praptaha Vijnanasaram Tattaha Eva, attained the essence of spiritual knowledge from you. This is there in 11th canto of Bhagavatam, Uddhava Gita. Adhuna kilasa aste, even now it is said, Uddhava continued to live. Badaryam Janahitaya, in the Bhagavadgita Ashrama, for the benefit of mankind. Uddhava is Chiranjeevi.
सोऽयं कृष्णावतारः जयति तव विभो यत्र सौहार्दभीतिः नेहद्वेषानुरागप्रभृतिभिरतुलैः अश्रमैर्भोगयोगभेदैः आर्तिं तीर्त्वा समस्ताम् अमृतपदमगुः सर्वतः सर्वलोकाः सत्वं विश्वार्तिशान्त्यै पवनपुरपते भक्तिपूर्त्यै च भूयाः.
Hey Vibho, I am Saha, all-pervading Lord, this well-known Krishnavataaraha Tava Jayati, incarnation of yours as Sri Krishna. Jayati triumphs. Yatra sarvalokaha sarvataha, wherein all people everywhere. Tirtva samastam artim, having overcome all sorrows. Aguhu amrutapadam, attain the state of immortality. Atulaihi, ashramaihi, yogavedaihi, by incomparable, effortless method of spiritual union. Sauharta bidi sneha dveshanuraga prapritibihi, by different methods such as friendship, fear, love, hatred, attachment, and similar other emotions. Hey Pavanapurapate, O Lord of Guruvayur, Sahatvam Bhuyaha, may you of that nature. Vishwarti Shante, for the removal of all sorrows, Bhakti Purti Cha, and for attainment of perfect devotion, bless me. Thus we complete that dasakam also. Actually, Krishnavatara is over here, and there are some stories, side stories are there. That will come. Then we'll enter into the 11th canto. Here, afterwards, a lot of teaching is there. We'll see. Class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.